Hey guys, it's Heather. Link is my homeboy. Today is Friday, March 15th, 2019. This is Flosstube number 17. If you are new here, welcome. And if you are a returning viewer, welcome back. Thank you for joining me to talk about all my stitchy nonsense. Been a couple weeks since my last update. This one may be a short one because last week we got the flu. And I don't mean just like, oh, we were puking, we were sick, kind of. No, influenza A came through our house. So, yeah, I got it first. I was mostly over it by the time everybody else got it. No idea where I got it. Apparently it's going around. And we didn't find out we had it until Saturday morning, I believe. I took River to the hospital because she wasn't eating, she wasn't drinking, she was fairly lethargic, and her fever was really high. And they swabbed her and they found out it was influenza, so yay! But everybody is feeling better now. We all still have a little bit of the still going on, so if I have to clear my throat or whatever, I'm sorry. But yeah, so that was fun. I didn't get a whole lot of stitching done then. Because also last week on Monday, my husband went in for a procedure, and he was resting and healing from that. And then on Tuesday, I went and got my braces adjusted, which they put some different, like some stronger wire and some stronger springs on the bottom, and that shit hurt. My teeth were still kind of sensitive as of yesterday. And that was done last Monday. So, or no, last Tuesday, I'm sorry. And, but everything's moving. I got like a light purple and a light blue, so kind of springy colors just to brighten it up, I guess. So, Jim got a different run again. So he's out of the one that he absolutely hated. This one is an overnight run, so he's actually at work right now as I'm recording this. And so we're going to be dealing with the third shift nonsense again. He used to be on third shift before he got switched to a day shift. And so yeah, it'll be okay. There's more money involved because he's working overnight, but and he'll actually see more of the kids this way than he would have with the previous job. Like the one he had before he had the one he hated. He'll actually see the kids more now than he will have then. So it kind of works out. It's gonna be rough on him because if there's any sort of noise, you know, him being sleeping during the day, he's gonna be using earplugs and everything. But sometimes the noise just seeps through because children are loud. So, but anyway, let's get into stitching. I have no FFOs, I have no FOs. Got some whips, got some new starts, got some hauls, some plans. So let's get into it. So, whips. I've done some work on Hands-On Design, Rise and Grind. And this is my own conversion, of course. This is being done on 18 count Vintage Country Mocha Ada. You'll notice here that the lettering is, I don't know if you can tell, it's green. It's a dark green instead of red. I kept most of the coloring the same. I didn't use the called for colors, but I kept most of the coloring the same except for where it says Rise and Grind, because we don't really do red in this house, so I wanted to do green because there is a green. This color here is going to be one of the walls in the kitchen. Like we just painted that we painted it the weekend before we all got sick, I think. And the other wall is going to be my coffee wall, and it's going to be brown. So this will go on the coffee wall, but I figured I'd tie a little bit of the green into it. So, and I think the green and the orange here are a Victorian motto. I believe this white is a Mosaic. I'm not sure what the blue is. It might be Victorian motto also. I will put my conversion on the blog when I finish it. And then this was the axolotl needle minder was gifted to me by Lauren of RX_X_Stitch. This one came from Vicky, Stitch and Mutton. So got some work on that. I worked on that a little bit when I had started to get sick, because I didn't really want to, I wanted something that was kind of easy to do instead of something that was like on a brighter fabric or like on an even weave or something like that. I wanted to do something really easy so I didn't have to concentrate too much. Next up here we've got Dino Days from the Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery. And this is also another on my conversion. This is a piece of 14 count Ada. It's Opalescent Ada by Mystic Fabrics. And there's lots of, I think that's a most sale. I think the border, the words are both most sale. I think that's called for white. I think this might be the called for blue. I'm not sure. This might be a color and cotton. I'm not sure. Again, it'll be on the blog when it's done. Needle minder is from Heather, the Imperfectly Perfect Stitcher. I think I used this for a homework assignment for Magical Stitches, and I think it was the week that I got, I think that was the week I got sick, so I didn't complete that assignment, but it's all good. No worries. Shit happens, and sometimes you don't get to finish your imaginary homework. This week I used Birds to the Boughs for one of my homeworks, and I added the orange in the middle there for the flower. I think that's just a called for DMC. And I finished up the words and got all the curly cues and stuff on them. And I realized after I finished it that to the is over. It's supposed to be centered. And I'm trying to decide if I'm gonna leave it or if I'm gonna fill in this space with some sort of motif, or if I'm gonna rip it out and put it back in. I'm not sure yet. But I've still got plenty of the piece left to do, and plenty of time to decide what I'm gonna do with the words. So no rush. And this is on 20 count Purple Passion, I think is what it's called. It's either a Zweigert or a Witchelt. I got it on 1, 2, 3 stitch. And then also for homework this week, I just did penalty stitches for this one and just stitched 600 stitches. I also used this I used it for homework, I used it for a monthly extra credit, and I used it for a yearly extra credit. Putting in a total of 2,100 stitches. So this is most of the first release. I still have to finish the water line here, because there's still a little bit more that goes over this way and a little bit more that goes down this way. So just got to finish the water line, and then I'll be up to date on the first one, and then I'll get into the second one. So this is done on 28 count sand even weave. I think it's even weave. I'm not sure. It's like somewhere between an even weave and a linen, so I don't really know. It's not very slubby or anything, but it's not as even as I would think an even weave would be. And then the needle minder came with it. It was all the kit. This is all the called for DMC that came in the kit. The fabric came with the kit too, so. I think the third part comes out on the 25th, so I'm definitely not going to be caught up before then, but it's okay. I'm not stressing about it. Not stressing. This one is a whip, a restart, a new start. There's a story behind this one. So this is Lindy Stitches, the Peacock Keeper. This is her market exclusive. One of them, the Penelope Posies, I don't know. Somebody's pincushion is also a market exclusive, but I didn't get that one. I just got this one. And I'm doing this on a piece of 32 count Jobelin in Petunia from Color and Cotton. And so funny story about this pattern. on the back where it's got the stitch count says 101 by 161. That's not right. It is like, it's 145 by 195. So I had gotten a picture of the back of this from Stephanie of Lindy Stitches before market, because I pre-ordered it from Misty from Mystic Fabrics. She went to market, and I said, hey, would you by chance give me the stitch count so that I could go ahead and order some fabric? Because I knew I wanted to use the Petunia from Color and Cotton. And I know that she was in the middle of like Angela was in the middle of the move, and I know that sometimes it takes a while for her to get the fabrics dyed and everything anyway. So I was like, well, let me just go ahead and put an order in, so that way as soon as I get everything, I can start it. And I based my sizing off of those, and so I got my lovely piece of Jobelan. It's gorgeous. This is my first time using Jobelan, and I love it. And I got to, like, the green on this side here, I think I got down to about here and realized my fabric was too small, and I was like, well, what the hell? I could have sworn I got a piece of fabric big enough to have like a 3-inch margin and everything, because it was Jobelan. I wasn't gonna count from the center and go find my upper left or whatever, because I start from the upper left corners. So I just made myself a corner gauge and a 3x3 corner gauge and just started from there. And I was going, man, I did this wrong, didn't I? So I was like, all of that has to come out. That sucks. And so I frogged everything, and then I looked at the pattern and realized the pattern was much bigger than the 101 by 161. And so I looked at it and counted it out and everything like that, and I sent Stephanie a message on Instagram. I was like, hey, just so you know, this is wrong. And but she put the word out there and everything like that. So but if you haven't seen her post about it, then just know that it's wrong. It's 145 by 195, so make a note. But anyway, back to this. So so yeah, I got it and I started it immediately because I got my fabric really quick. Angela must have already had it in stock. And then, like I said, I got like part of that green done and then had to frog everything, and it wasn't big enough. Like I think this piece of fabric would have worked if I were doing 1/1, which no, or if I had like a 1/2 inch margin on parts of it, and I was like, nope, gonna need to order new fabric. So I went to order it and it showed out of stock, and there was no option to like show when it would come back in stock or anything like that. So but I took a chance and messaged Angela, and she said, yeah, she actually has a bigger piece of it in stock, and she just took everything down while they were doing inventory and everything. And I was like, fabulous, great, I would love to buy it. So I bought it, and it was here in like 2 days, and I restarted. So that's where I am now. I decided to go across the top this time instead of going down the side. So you'll see here, I've gotten basically down to here, done. So I restarted this last night. And this is my own conversion. I took the DMCs and pulled them, and then went through my fancies and found things that I wanted to use. I believe this green is a Color and Cotton. This purple is a Color and Cotton. This purple here, this light purple, that is a Silks For You silk. That is my first time using silk, and oh my god, the combination of the Jobelan and the silk is fantastic. So I'm gonna need Jobelan in everything, and I'm gonna need silk in everything, and I'm just not gonna have money to eat. Is that okay? And then there's also like this green here. I believe that's a Victorian motto. This purple is the same dark purple up here. So I think it's gonna be fabulous. I already had a chance, like I already did my conversion before I even got the chart, because when Stephanie of Lindy Stitches sent me the stitch count, she just sent me a picture of the back of it, and so it had the floss list there, and so I went ahead and converted. But I did have to change something already on my conversion because it just didn't work. I think what happened is like the two purples I picked for here were way too close, and so there was going to be no definition. So that's when I decided to go with this lighter purple. This needle minder is House of Mang. I don't know where this needle minder came from, but I love it. So that's it on whips. That's all I've worked on in the past 2 weeks. So I was hoping to have a finish, and I think I'm technically at 21 whips right now because of Peacocks, but I don't really care. So, but I was hoping to have at least a couple of like small finishes, and then I got sick, so I didn't get to finish anything, which I'm not stressing about it. I don't care. New starts, that was my Peacocks haul. So you already saw the fabric that I got, which I'm not mad about having another piece of this. I'm sure I can find something to put on this. Not a big deal. I will find something. It will get used. And frogging actually didn't ruin it too bad. I was kind of surprised. To finish out my market haul, I also got Primitive Hair Melissa. And I have an idea in mind for a conversion, of course, because why would I stitch anything called for? And I hope I can get it to work out. We'll see though. I'm not sure what kind of fabric I want to do her on just yet. I'm thinking Vintage Country Mocha, because I really do like the modeling that Vintage Country Mocha gives. But I don't know. I might go try and find a Jobelin from Color and Cotton instead. Who knows? And then also Misty included Froggers, which, I mean, it's a needle stuck into a bead, like glued into a bead. But I did have to use it. You know, this is something that like I never thought about, like, oh yeah, I need a special frogging tool. But I can tell you that when I was frogging my first attempt at Peacocks, it actually did make it easier. So, not too upset about that now. I mean, I didn't pay for it or anything anyway. She gave it out with all of the orders, so no big deal. I also received my flosses from Julie at Gulf Coast Stitches, and I'm dropping them on the floor, so hey, I have a picture of my forehead. This month I received Classic Colorworks Ripe Melon, Weeks Dye Works Flamingo, Ship's Manor Sea Spray, Color and Cotton Dahlia. That's more variegated than it's showing off there. And Color and Cotton Emerald City. So, very spring colors. I was very happy to receive this bundle. It made me very happy. Can't wait to find places to use those. There's a girl in the Magical Stitches group that was giving away a few house-themed needle minders, and I happened to get one. I got Hufflepuff, of course. And it's like it's one of those cabochons, I don't know how to say it, and this cool Disney card that I will definitely be turning into a floss card. And I also received my ATCs. The first one here is from the Facebook group. The theme was kawaii, so card first. Gonna be a floss card, of course. And the background matches, and she made me this cute little rose. So, I liked it. And for the Instagram, the theme was either plants or fictional heroes. And I received mine from Tash, I think is how it's pronounced, the Star-Crossed Stitcher. So, postcard. It's a Mira postcard. I'm undecided if I'm going to use this as a floss card or not because it's single-sided. It's not like I can just tear the front off. And I don't know if I want to punch through the words. And then plus it being like a Mira, I'm not sure. She also included this Cottage Garden Threads in Marabou Lily. It's like a purple to gray. I love it. And there's the ATC. She-Ra, which is perfect. I loved He-Man and She-Ra growing up. So, perfect choice. Perfect choice. Oh, and the those are beads on the crown and her little chest plate and her sword. So, and then not quite Stitchy, but definitely from a Stitchy friend, Carrie of Carrie and Stitches. She just sent me a little card. This little girl dressed as a cheeseburger. I love it. She just sent me a card with a nice handwritten note inside, and she just sent it to me to kind of cheer me up because things have been a little rough, and that's okay. I love having friends that want to just send me some words to cheer me up. So, thank you, Carrie. Okay, so that's it on haul. Kind of light this month, but I do have some more stuff coming on the way. I'm just waiting on it to show up. So, let's see, plans. So right now we are in the middle of my mediums week until the 20th, and Peacocks fits in there, so Peacocks it is. I'm definitely gonna be working on Peacocks as much as I can. I'm gonna try and fit it into as many of the homework prompts and extra credit and stuff like that that I can. But if I can't, then I'll find something else to fit in there too. So no big deal. So Magical Stitches, of course, is happening. And I'm going to try and catch up on Flosstube. Because of the flu, I got way behind, because I wasn't sitting there and stitching and watching some videos or anything like that. So if you don't, if I usually comment and I'm not this time, I'm sorry. It's just because I'm putting videos on when I'm doing the dishes or folding a load of laundry or something like that, and I can't comment at that time. But I am making sure to like all the videos. So once I get caught back up, then I'll start commenting again. Shout outs. I've only got one because I've been sick and not a lot of Flosstube watching. But Hufflepuff Stitcher. She's Hufflepuff Stitcher. I think it's the Hufflepuff Stitcher on Instagram. I've been following her for a while, and she's followed me and everything. And she finally made a video, and I think she actually has video number 2 out. So go watch her. Okay, and then giveaways here. So a couple videos ago, I gave away Little by Little hot cider. I drew the name Malene Mayu, and I haven't heard from you, so I'm gonna redraw. So what I did was I just took the names from the original post, and I've put them back into a list here. And apparently I'm going to touch all the things and mess it up. There we go. Okay, so there's the list. Let's generate here. We got 1 through 5. And number 1, Cheryl, Tranquil Stitches. I believe I already have your address somewhere, but if I don't, then I'll ask you for it. Congratulations, all yours now. Because I need to get this out, and I don't like having stuff just sitting there doing nothing. So, and then last video I was giving away the Spooky Garden. This was from Just Cross Stitch Halloween issue 2018. I asked you guys to list your favorite flower. Nobody listed their favorite flower, so if you want this, first come, first serve. Just tell me you want the Spooky Garden. And this video's giveaway is another one from the Just Cross Stitch Halloween. This is Witched Whiskers, and that's by Teresa Murgita, Primitive Acorns. Obviously, that's the chart right there. That's why there's the posted on there. But that's what it looks like. So, if you would like to be entered to win this one, then tell me what your favorite thing about spring is. Basically, if you say spring in the comment, then I'll know you want to enter. So, Of course, be 18. Don't say giveaway. I'll have to delete your comment. Please be a follower. Please like and subscribe and all that. You know, the usual rules. All right. That's it. That's all I got for you. I thought this was going to be a shorter video because I didn't have a whole lot going on, but guess not. Apparently I know how to babble. And I'm continuing to do so. All right. So I will see you guys in a couple weeks. Hopefully I'll have some more going on for you. Happy stitching. Bye.